Much. Less than half of all African Americans living in Erie County own their own home, a number much less than people of other races. That's the subject of an investigation by our partners at Investigative Post. It is a case of redlining. That's the question. Really, is it? Here's their report by WGRZ-TV.
The problem? Only 1/3 of Black residents in Erie County own the house they live in. That number has been stagnant for decades and lags far behind whites.
The cause? It's complicated. Poverty certainly plays a role.
Prospective homebuyers with higher incomes stand a better chance of getting approved by a bank or other lender.
A lot of people look at our rental market right now and they just say, well, go buy a house. If rent is too high, go buy a house because the burden is less there. It's not that easy though, in part because we don't see wages growing with our housing market.
Lending practices play a role as well.
I analyzed mortgage data collected by the federal government for 2018 through 2022, and then measured how Erie and Niagara counties stack up against other major metropolitan areas.
My analysis found that lenders were twice as likely to deny mortgages to Black applicants than all applicants as a whole in Erie and Niagara counties. That gap was the widest in the nation in 2022.
Buffalo especially is a place where Black borrowers are more likely to be denied things like a mortgage compared to white borrowers. Now, this is obviously true across the country, and that's a really unfortunate fact, but it seems to be especially egregious in places like Buffalo.
Our local denial rate ranks among the worst in the country. Only 4 of 50 regions had higher rejection rates for Black applicants. Even in some regions where median Black household incomes were lower than in Buffalo, mortgages were more likely to be approved.
My analysis found that some local banks are doing a better job than others at approving loan requests from Black applicants.
Banks with the best track record of lending to Black borrowers include Bank of America, Evans Bank, and Five Star Bank. M&T Bank has issued the most mortgages to Black applicants. Key Bank's numbers continue to lag. They've been criticized for years by the National Community Reinvestment Coalition, and our analysis found that within the past 5 years, the number of mortgages for Black applicants has dropped.
There was a commitment at the beginning to do a better job of lending to people of color and to low and moderate income people. But as the bank leadership changed, it was clear that the way they were growing the bank didn't emphasize those populations, regardless of what the plan said.
Key Bank said in a statement, "We do not redline in Buffalo or anywhere else we do business." They claim their home lending performance with Black borrowers has improved, but that may not be reflected until more recent data is released.
Non-bank lenders generally have a worse track record than banks. Hunt Mortgage, for example, was cited by the state for making so few of its loans to Black applicants. Hunt officials did not respond to requests for comment. For Channel 2 News, I'm WGRZ-TV with Investigative Post.